All right, here I am back. Game has got good, y'all. The game has got good. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do it. 95, 91. Ooh. I got to watching the game. Oh yeah, I got to watching the game, but the game got good. So here we are again. 8 minutes left. This is the money time. This is the money time, y'all. Now, of course, they've made it close on purpose. We've been watching. Oh, what's happening? PJ Allen. It's different when PJ Allen is in the house. It's different when Dr. Sinister is in the house. Yeah, the game kind of messed around. I was been messing around, but I'm like, looking back, I'm like, oh shoot, the game has got good. Now remember, it's 11.5, the line, and the line is, what are we at? 90, what is this? 8, 180, 185, right? 188. We're at 188 right now. So that's the over. The over under was 221. So over 221, under 223. So right now it looks like, well, still 8 minutes left, but 11. So if you took the Wolves and you got 12.5, shit, you're in the money. You in the money. But hell, you still had to pay 200 to win 100. So I mean, but if this can hold on, I mean, even if they lose, if they can stay within 10, shit, the people that took that 12.5 are feeling good. You got to be feeling good for that. Jack Billions. It's different when you come in.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
What is it? Line is Denver's tie game now. Line is 8.5 Denver. Nah, if you got in the money earlier, I went in earlier. And if you got in earlier, it was 12.5. You could have got 12.5 and you could have got the Wolves at $200. To win 100, you could have paid $200 at 12.5. But the other line was if you took Denver and you gave up 11.5, you only had to pay $118 to win 100. So, and that under was 223. Now, unless you're talking about the sliding, what's sliding, but that's what, if you bet early in the game. Because I didn't look it up till about 10 minutes into the game. So, uh, tech or legal defense. PJ, this remind me of Mavs and Warriors when some years back the Mavs was destroying them. I said, man, this game over. Came back and Golden State was beating them by 10. Yeah. I say I've been sitting here the whole time. I ain't never go nowhere, use the bathroom, do nothing. I've been just sitting here working and had the game on while I was working. And then I was like, I looked, and I said, okay, I'm gonna get in like 8 minutes because I was done. Like every little thing I was trying to do, I got done. And then I looked up and I was like, oh, okay. He traveled. Well, they ain't gonna call that, but he took those two little steps to gain himself. That's an advantage. You're shifting your pivot foot. But on the other hand, they say you get 2 steps, 2 natural steps. But I about see that. Well, he shifted his feet a couple times, but that's minimally called. Ah, I wonder. Man, Yeah, but that's all I've been doing. Look at the Anderson and Gilbert getting along. Exactly. Exactly. So it shows you how much, it shows you how much of an act it all is. It shows you that it's an act. So, and I remember like my ex-wife's family when I was at A&T and she was living with me that summer and she was just her whole family, they was just convinced, she couldn't even believe that anything like fake wrestling existed. And as a little boy, I could see that it wasn't real. I mean, every match was like, I'll knock you out for a few minutes, then you knock me out for a few minutes. That was like every match. And I watched wrestling I'll say the only reason I didn't watch wrestling at a certain age is because like we had to go hoop. But at a certain age, I was always home to watch wrestling. But it was a point where, once I got a little older, it was like wrestling I was going doing stuff when it was wrestling, or maybe too old and slept through it. But I saw then that, it was scripted. So, and as I mentioned before, you can go back and look at the most sloppy Super Bowl ever was at the Cowboys and Colts. Something like what, 11, 13 no, like something like 8 or 9 turnovers. And I've talked about this before with Chuck Hawley. Chuck Hawley being the only MVP from a team that lost. So we've seen, we've seen poor football in the past. Not the first time we've seen or just, poor sports in general. So yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, so that's why I wanted to come on. I had to fix a few things. I had to do a few things, moving, grooving. Oh man, I picked up this is one of my old pieces of pink granite, and it's like pink and black granite. I think it's more granite because it's a little shinier than basalt, but it's nevertheless still pink. So wanted to I brought that in the room, didn't have any granite in here, so I wanted to bring some granite. Especially pink granite is a very high vibrational stone, and as I said, it's our filling stone. What do we call it? Jasper. Jasper is our filling stone, and all this has real value. It's good to have this stuff around your house, and here we get everywhere. Like I'll say like when you go into other parts, as you go into Minneapolis, you don't see the filling stone being this stuff. But all around where I live, the filling stone is this high energy, pink granite. I mean, my daughter just goes and picks on the rocks. Like when the weather was nice, she's just out there picking on the rocks and shit. So look at Jeff Green's hair. Oh my goodness. When there's a hole in your afro, it might be time to change. So 5, 5, and 5, and wow. Wow. Everybody, it's 7 minutes left and everybody's in foul trouble. As soon as the game get over, I'm gonna put the app on the monitor. I can sit here and watch the games. Ooh, good shot. And and hmm. Oh my goodness, those jerseys are so ugly. Look at Michael Jordan's son out there. uh, and and
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
oh, good shot.
I said, can I ask you something? Ain't I'm clean?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. uh, like, I don't believe. Why did he look up at the big board? Let's see. Breaking down to go one. Oh, yeah, Rui's going to give him a hard time. Oh, damn. Oh, Anderson. Shit, he had 4, or he had 5 already. But see, you got them big bodies. And if Nass was there, they had another big body to throw at him. And what's up with the big dude from Purdue? And like, my son is 6'4.5", and he said Ant was a lot taller than him. Like, man, he said he wasn't tall as my youngest son, but he said he was taller than him. And my son is like 6'4.5". He said his uncle was telling him what, because my son cleans carpets in his water restore. And he said his uncle was like here. So games again tomorrow. Okay, what are we? Oh, okay, 4. We down 4. Let's go, Wolves. Mid-range. Good rebound. Dribble out. Flopped. Kicked his legs. They ain't call nothing. Damn. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. What the hell? What kind of call was that? He said he got hit in the eye. Oh, here he comes. He got 5 fouls. What is it? 5 minutes left? But yeah, the big dude from Purdue, he's 7 foot something. He was playing in the G League, but he had clothes on the other day. I don't know if he was this cat hurt? Well, like, why wasn't this cat playing? Like, he's another big body. Okay. Anderson, at least Anderson didn't foul out, so I can bring him back. Because I like Anderson more of a cool with, they can play all 3, but and Anderson is not that slow. He can stay with most 3s. He can 3 through 5, D. Time out on the mugs.
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was horn. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bet the ball, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
Got to have vision. Got to have vision. Got to have vision. My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
Well, it's getting in to be a pretty decently exciting game, y'all. I hate this commercial. Lobo said he hated this commercial too. I hate this commercial. I hate that is the gross commercial. I know Lobo said he hated that commercial too, but I hated that commercial too. I'm pretty sure we all seeing the same commercial. They've been pumping up. Ooh, yeah. Get these hands. Been doing my man. I'm gonna do some streaming when I play pickleball. I'm gonna get a GoPro and play pickleball with the GoPro on. I don't know. I just might, but man, I'm telling you, I know little. I'm pretty sure I got to get the rope out. I think I'm gonna get my rope back out. But I'm getting busy on these mugs. I see the exercises for the quick hands. That's why the rope is so good. You know, rope work is really good for quick hands. You know, and it's just, you know, I might get one of them wooden dummies. You know, them wooden dummies like in it, the Ip Man. You know, because you know that's all ooh. So that's a good idea. And guys, my dream is coming true. And I must thank a lot of people for not believing in my vision, which is a Mitsubishi Mirage. But good fortune is upon us. And because of very powerful sponsors, my dream is going to come true and I'm going to unveil it. And you all are going to be surprised about my dream of my Mitsubishi Mirage. I am 1 cent closer. I'd like to thank my buddy Tony. He's not on here, but Tony donated $10 to the Mitsubishi Mirage Fund for Big Pontiac. So you see how if you put it out there, you put it in the dirt, you let it grow. And I'm going to come on here with it tuned, but if it does have the CVT transmission. So, but they gave me a 2 million year warranty on that CVT transmission. So I think 2 million years it's not going to fail. And the only thing they asked me said, do you plan on driving across the Mackinac Bridge with this car? I said, why? It's really none of your business. Like once I buy it, it's none of your business where I take the car. They said, that's true. But they said, well, since you live in this part of the country, we do have to tell people, don't drive this car across the Mackinac Bridge. And I thought for a second. I was, I didn't know what to think about it. And so I asked them why, of course. Down by 5. But if you took the 12.5, you still in there. And where are we at? We're at 206 with 4 minutes left. That 223 under might hit. And so they said that the car would blow off. They said if I tried to drive over that 32 miles of water, that the up force of the bridge could lift me up in the air, even though this car is about 2,000 pounds, which isn't very heavy for a car, and possibly plunder me in the lake. And then they were a little more direct. They said, you and your family. I said, what? You got to be kidding. Damn, it doesn't look good for us. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Damn. Down by 7 at 4:43. The stars wasn't aligned for them tonight. There we go. And that was nice. Good separation. But it obviously called play. The defense reacts to the plays the way they're supposed to. Okay, what are we? Back to 5. They need to stop. We need to stop here, y'all. We need to stop. Hey, it hits different when J.R. Smooth was in the house. That was a choker. Oh no. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Make it stop hurting. Make it stop hurting, y'all. There's raining jumpers all over me. I can't take too many more of the jumpers. Make it stop bleeding. uh, mm. Man, I'm about to turn this fan on. It is hot in here. This room is probably the most heavily insulated room in the house. So in a minute, I'm going to turn on this fan and I'm going to take a break once the game gets over. Then we'll be in the midnight hour. What is going on tonight? It is some kind of, might have to relook it up. But this time of year, it's a lot of astrological happenings going on constantly now up until the solstice in June. So, and then what are we, a month away from the day out of time, the new year on the long count? I mean, it's already the new year on the short count. The new year came in January on the short count. But on the long count, it's in May. And a lot of people, especially to where a lot of the American Indians count it, they kind of go with the short count. I didn't do it, man. Boom. Conley. Ooh, he gave him that chicken wing. Watch this. He didn't even have to do that. That was on purpose. He did that to turn the ball over. Because he didn't have to do it. He had him. A smaller player too. Dang, no foul on Rudy? Ain't nobody running back but him? Oh, he's out of bounds. Wow, nobody hustled back but Ant. Good hustle, Ant. Or was that Towns? Those uniforms are so ugly. Oh my, how can you own, and that's still probably Taylor having something to do with the team. I can't see A-Rod and that other dude giving because remember, they just now recently, A-Rod and that other guy just recently got 50% of the team, or the majority share, excuse me. They just took majority share. They paid that second payment of what, $250 million? So they just bought majority. So they ain't had nothing to do with the decisions on the uniforms. They just probably sent a memo, say this is what's getting done. Another foul on purpose. So we got 221, 115, 106. It's really not out, but more than likely. But again, if you're within that, now right now we are at 9. So if you was lucky enough to get into that 12.5, you still not bad. They got 11 right now. This shot even cut that. Okay, that's cut. See, if you got 12.5 right now, you're sitting good. Now, if you got that 7.5, like he suggested, or even the middle ground of 11.5, you still sitting good at 11. Even when it was 11, if you had 11.5, you were still okay. Back to 11. But again, if you had 12.5, you're good. 11.5, you're good. Boom.
Got to have vision.
All right, 146 down by 11. So the money's getting up. 221, 223, I think is what the over under. Ooh, Ant is a bad man. Ant is a bad man. Damn. They dunked on your head. Ant to the rescue again. Oh, Anderson. Yes. Anderson to the line. Big rebound. What you mean you didn't foul him? You know you fouled him. What is you talking about? I'm gonna tell you, when I hooped, I was the most bulliest. I was getting everywhere I played on the country. I got my fouls. I was like the most Bogartinest. Again, 6 foot. Most time I'm like 230 to 250, like in shape and just Bogarted, like straight up Bogart. As I said, my final years in my 30s, it was like we quit calling fouls. It was only so much arguments that it was just like everybody knew. You come to Battle Creek, you don't call fouls when you play pickup. Damn, it was. He was that boy around the way. Well, what was his name? What was that boy's name that brought him back? That boy, like Lazarus was lost, and they got that boy to bring him back. What was his name? And then the two murderers plotted. They was like Lazarus haters. Like Lazarus was just enjoying being refreshed, and there was haters out there that laid him back down. Like, damn. Ooh, another foul on purpose. Another foul on purpose. Look, he wants to laugh. So you don't think they're told what to do? He just put his booty into that man on purpose to push him over. You can see the way he shot it. That wasn't going in. At least he ran back. It's game. It is game. 7 points. Ain't no reason to foul. Well, my beloved Wolves got their ass kicked. Damn. They got their ass kicked. That's what they say I'm supposed to do. They say, don't say the stuff. Just what? The fuck you talking about? You was just busted. Yes, PJ. Exactly. Exactly, PJ. Oh. You know why they wore them jerseys, PJ?
Got to have vision.
That's why they wore them jerseys, because you got to
have vision.
And Minneapolis does have the biggest
Got to have vision.
parade. So, well, you guys are going to have to let me take I'm going to have to take a short break. Yeah. Y'all, that's good. That's good. And turn this damn fan on. For real though. Ooh. Okay. You look good, Mon. You look good. You look really good. I look really good today. I look really good. So, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. I don't think I'll get hit for this. I don't really care. But let's see. Yeah. We can go with this. Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's some crazy thunder. I don't know if y'all could hear that. Did that come through the mic? Damn. You hear all that? Or is that a plane? No, that's thunder and lightning. Damn. Wow. Okay. Didn't know it was like this. All right, enjoy while I go to the bathroom. All right, enjoy. All right, I'm back. Better than ever. I've been drinking all this water because it is not a day to drink beer. I like to get myself clear. Like to receive the signal good. There it is. You know, that's what they say. They say, there it is. There it is. And for some reason, alcohol does block that kind of signal. Just in case you wondered. Let's see. What else is going on in the world that's even worth bothering with? So many distractions in the world today. We don't know who to listen to. Yes. It knew. There we go. All right, what's happening today in our attitudes and thoughts? Guess that's what I'll call this. The Attitudes and Thoughts Minute. What do you guys think about the attitudes and thought? The attitudes and thoughts of the world. Let's see. What can we... Charlie Sheen reunites with 2.5 Men's Chuck Lorre. Now, damn. Didn't he? Wasn't he driving? You know, now they've made each other millions and millions, and didn't his time on the show end with a hot tub falling out the air on him or some shit, crushing him in animation? And they say that he has that bug. So who's gonna work with him? So is this worth watching? Maybe. Let's see here. Charlie unites with 2.5 Men. Let's see. What's Charlie got to say? What you got to say for yourself, Charlie? Oh, did I mute it? I think I muted it. Let's try it again. Damn, that dude looks... Okay, I'm muted. Okay, there we go. Let's try it again. Man, this dude looks terrible. Oh my goodness. He looks horrible.
Charlie Sheen is hoping for a career comeback 12 years after his drug-fueled erratic behavior got him fired by 2.5 Men creator Chuck Lorre.
Winning.
E.T. has learned the 57-year-old will reunite with his former boss for a new
Fair
Max
use.
comedy, How to Be a Bookie.
This isn't over!
Sebastian
my goodness.
Maniscalco is set to
Anything
star
for money.
alongside Charlie in the series, which
Anything
follows
for
a
money.
veteran bookie struggling to survive with the legalization of sports gambling. While the collaboration seems like a shock, back in 2015, Chuck told us he had regrets with the way their working relationship came crashing down.
How could I not wish that things had
Man, that
changed
dude looked like Al Prophet.
differently with Charlie?
He looked just like Al Prophet.
Horrible ending to what was an incredible run with that show.
Yeah, as soon as I got that first phone call, I'm like, oh, now what have I done?
Ashton Kutcher ended up replacing Charlie. Last year, John Cryer told us that decision seemed like a matter of life and death.
There was a moment where Chuck Lorre and I were looking at each other and we said, it's not worth this show going on if going on enables Charlie Sheen to kill himself. You know, we don't want to be a part of that.
What kind of project would bring you back to primetime?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it would have to be something original, something with people that would respect me and like me and treat me like I deserve to be treated, you know?
Charlie has kept a pretty low profile in the years since. He co-parents his 2 daughters,
He sound like Father MC. Treat me like you want to be treated. Remember, you had Jodeci in the background of Father MC? Treat him like you ought to be treated.
Tammy and Lola with ex-wife Denise Richards
Sammy
and
Lola!
14-year-old twins Bob and Max with
Bob and
ex-Rick
Max?
Mueller. In 2015, Charlie revealed he was HIV positive and
HIV
working on his
positive?
sobriety. E.T. last spoke to him in 2018.
I want to see you back on TV again. Could this happen?
It really is. Yeah. No, I've been reading a lot of stuff and
forgive him?
meeting with a lot of people, so it's only a matter of time.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. So never say never. Never say never in the TV business because you don't know who you can trust. If it wasn't for Murray and the refs, the T Woods would have won. Right on Lorenzo. That's how I feel. Feel like that too. And refs did not fight. We had to fight and play the refs, and we had to play them other dudes too. Yeah, Lorenzo, I've had to tinker with some stuff. I was in here tinkering, and I was watching the game. And I was like, shoot, let me get back on because the game is starting to get good. Because it's hard to talk about a game when the game is not really good. And so they made the end of the game entertaining is what they did. So. And so I'm just having fun with the world. That's all. I'm just having fun with the world because the world is unique. And, I mean, it's amazing the way they treat these mugs. Cause I just don't get wanting to be on Hollywood. Who is Melanie Linsky on not filming with her husband, Jason Ritter? Okay, she's supposed to feel certain. Oh, y'all didn't want me to do it, did you? Yes, you did. Where are we? Ooh, I don't need that. I need this. You guys want to know what's happening? I know it's something happening. I didn't even look, but it's every day. Somebody is complaining about something. So let's find out who's the daily complainers. My man Steel Turtle was at the U of N. Let's let him tell it. Let's let my man Steel Turtle tell it. He was up in the UN, and let him tell it. Oh, he's up in New York, but he's coming from the UN. They were in the UN, and I thought this was the clip where they were in the UN. I don't think it is, but see if I can find the one where he was in the UN. I don't think that's it. Let's see. I don't think that's it. Oh, just shots in New York City. Hell, y'all want to see shots in New York City? Because, quite frankly, I couldn't live up there with y'all. I don't know how y'all do it. It is too many peoples. I say it is too many peoples. Yeah. I want to see some trees. I want to see some land. All that concrete make me feel like I ain't the man. Concrete everywhere. Now, to be fair, this is the same guy that said some building had been there forever. But this is still my man. I don't know how y'all do it. Ain't no grass or no nothing. Now, this is downtown, but damn, look at all that concrete, that old concrete. That's what I said. I said the same thing. I don't know how y'all do it.
No.
But he has some pictures up in the UN. Let's see if I can find that. Because he's trying to do that good work. Is this? Let's see. All right. Let's see if we can find the one where he's up in the UN. I don't know. Don't think it's that. Let's see, is it this? Oh, I know who this brother is. Let me see. I had to listen to it a little more. But this isn't the one where I thought he was at the UN. Where did he go? Maybe he pulled those off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch some of this stuff before I show it. Cause yeah, this wasn't what I was looking for. That's all right. That's all right. It's always more in the world. It's always something going on in the world, and it's always a time to work on yourself and what's going on with you. So it's always, that should always be your priorities to work on you, to make you better, to make you more understanding, to make things easier for you and the people around you. This was Sly was talking about more women. When it rains, it pours on somebody. But that goes back into the Sonny Vaccaro, like the whole Jonathan Winters things goes back into what Sonny Vaccaro said about Michael Jordan. I mean, it's the exact same thing that he said. He said they're going to raise you to the highest high, and then when after they can't raise you any higher, they are going to drag you back down. But can you take the hit? And remember, we had the quarterback from the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson. Same kind of accusations. Everybody's hating on him. So. But find that again. Okay, there it is. Okay, good. Oh yeah, that's gonna be definitely. Now it's interesting. Remember the Buffalo Braves turned into the Clippers. And they've never won anything. So the odds are very low that they'll ever win anything, because generally they don't want new teams to win. And I think that still goes today. And I don't think that's going to change. That's just the way it's been scripted. So however you want to, decipher for yourself and follow it, if you're still falling emotionally. And, I'll say as I've, it really took a lot of soul searching, because in the 90s, really, let me see. Yeah, in the 80s and the 90s, there was hardly any voices that wanted to hear these games with script. Like you saw the pass from Worthy that Henderson stole that made no sense with Magic Johnson's right next to him. You see Magic dribbling the time all out, not shooting the ball or giving it to Kareem, and just dribbling the ball out until time goes out. And they was calling him Tragic Johnson. I think the new Showtime Lakers is going to get into that when the new season starts for that show. Tragic Johnson. So. Uh-oh. We got to look at this, y'all. Here in the Great White North, they got some news. Oh. Up here, they've got news for you up here, guys. So I think we want to hear this. Okay. Let's go.
Of assaulting an unarmed black man.
The Minnesota Reformer first uncovered this story. This body camera video shows former Virginia police officer Tyler Timberlake repeatedly using a taser on a man.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. What in the hell did we just see?
Reformer first uncovered this story. This body camera video shows former Virginia police officer Tyler Timberlake repeatedly using a taser on a man in 2020. And then he hit him with the taser before kneeling on his neck and back. WCCO's Reg Chapman explains what happened in Virginia and why Minneapolis police are now taking a second look at their own hiring practices, Reg.
Wait a minute. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? They brought another good old boy up in here? You got to be kidding me. They brought another good old boy in here.
The incident involving Officer Tyler Timberlake happened in Fairfax County, Virginia, days after George Floyd was murdered in Minneapolis. Body camera video captured what Timberlake did. The victim's attorney says his behavior should disqualify him from ever being a police officer again. Fairfax County police officer Tyler Timberlake walked into an unfolding scene back in June of 2020 when Lamonte Gladney was walking in the street rambling incoherently.
Is he wanted? Roll over.
Body camera video shows Timberlake.
He didn't even hesitate. Oh, no. Didn't even hesitate. Oh, no. Didn't even hesitate. Oh, no. Before I hit him with that fire. Dang. Ah.
Timberlake hit Gladney with the stun gun before using it on him again. He then kneeled on Gladney's neck and back.
Anthony, relax.
Mr.
Somebody get him Dee.
Gladney was not violating any laws. He was not a risk to anyone. He was not a safety risk to himself.
Attorney Tom Hennessy says the video shows the other officer on the scene almost had Gladney in the ambulance when Timberlake arrived.
Officer Timberlake arrives on the scene, and within 10 seconds of leaving his cruiser, he fires the taser.
Timberlake was arrested and charged with 3 counts of misdemeanor assault and battery and relieved of duty. At the time of the arrest, it's been reported that Timberlake was already in the process of moving to Minneapolis.
Oh, no.
One of my principal goals in this case, in taking this case, besides getting financial relief for Mr. Gladney, is to compensate for his injuries.
Did he just say one of the reasons other than? So, ain't he gonna get paid?
Got to have vision.
I said, ain't he gonna get paid?
Got to have vision.
So what is he talking about?
Was to make sure that this officer did not work in law enforcement, either in Fairfax County, Virginia, or anywhere else.
2 years after the incident, Timberlake was acquitted of the assault charges. He is now in training to be a Minneapolis police officer.
One would think that of all the jurisdictions in the country, Minneapolis would be especially vigilant about the officers that they hire and checking their backgrounds.
See, they lock one up, they lock 3 up, they bring 3 more just like them.
In a statement, Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says, "I am extremely concerned about what I have just learned pertaining to the hiring of this individual who is currently in agency training."
Do you know what agency training means? He is getting paid by the city of Minneapolis up to 100. With experience, he might step in at 100, 120 maybe. And they just got rid of 3 of them. And you see, the attitudes have not changed.
Training and yet to be deployed into service. Effective immediately, I am directing that a thorough investigation be conducted into this matter.
He's going to get hired. They're going to kill this story and he's going to get hired.
Now, Timberlake is still in training, and Chief O'Hara says he will not hit the streets of Minneapolis until an investigation into his hiring is complete. The chief went on to say, "We will get to the bottom of this and take whatever measures are necessary to ensure we are always hiring officers who meet our standards and that we are ultimately placing only the most qualified and competent police."
Cover your own ass. That's what that's called. And they're going to take a hard look because I think there's a board here that to get these candidates. And you're saying that this never came up. Like, this never came up.
Into the service, protection in the city of Minneapolis, Aaron.
Yeah, obviously a lot of people invested in the outcome here. Thanks, Reg.
Wow. It's wild up here, y'all. Fight the power that be. Fight the power. You can't trust this. Oh my goodness. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna just show this because this is just, oh my goodness. Maybe I'm gonna let it play. I hadn't even heard about this, but this is just crazy, insane. Okay. All right. I don't even, let's let this rock for a second.
Turned upside down. The chaotic situation that ended with a woman's SUV on its roof in the middle of the street in Forest Park. It was all caught on camera. An argument. A man dragged in a flipped over SUV. And now a woman in that SUV is charged.
Oh no, look at that head. Oh, there's a lot of head on that weave, but let's hear it.
Tia Ewing has a disturbing situation all around. I guess the good thing is nobody was hurt in this.
It's wild and
Oh, Tia's with the Max Julian. Oh, Tia.
Forest Park police tell us this video you're about to see helped them piece together exactly what happened, and now a female is in custody.
So you got to have
vision
to find out how to solve these crimes.
I'm my baby. Y'all better go ahead.
Her baby, where's her baby?
Video was recorded after an argument started at Jackson Boulevard and Harlem Avenue at the Thornton's gas station Sunday after 3. Jay Mills recorded it all.
Cause they was like,
it was crazy as hell. It was crazy as hell. It was crazy as hell.
I'm like, it's gonna escalate.
He was with his family, and
what was his family doing?
They say the woman behind the wheel of the Ford SUV started hurling homophobic and racial slurs at the two women.
Oh no! Did she say on her mama? Do we know her mama for her put it on it? Because on her baby. What? Why all these curses? Why do young people put all these curses on people? You know those are curses. You are cursing your family. What has taught us to curse each other like that? Why would you curse your child because you're mad and you're enraged? That means this is, because first she said her mama and then she said her baby. Well, that ain't enough. Again, that goes back into the George Floyd. When you crackhead wanting to get credit and say, oh, my mama, man. Oh, my mama, man. That's supposed to be, hood code for, you can believe me. I'm coming back with the money. I really mean it. But that's a curse. Do you understand? You're saying a curse. And over again, see, these are parent curses as well. Because how many people say that? My son would get drunk and he start going, on my mom. But dude, you never knew a time where you didn't have a daddy. Even when you lived with her, you saw me every 10 days. But it comes from that hood thing. Most people raised by just, a single woman. So that woman in that statement, she must have had some issues with her mama where she had to change up. But okay, let's go.
Calling them the N-word and monkeys.
From there, the fight escalated as people were trying to fight up. Red van dragging the man that was with trying to fight up.
What happened?
The female driver hits the red van dragging the man. The female driver hits. The female driver hits the red van, dragging the man that was with her.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
The female driver hits the red van,
what are we
doing? That was with her for several feet. Then
I'm sorry, Nick.
Fled the gas station. The driver struck, hurling homophobic and racial slurs at the two women.
Calling them the N-word and monkeys.
Escalated as people were trying to fight up.
What are we doing?
The female driver hits the red van, dragging the man.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Gas station, the driver struck a vehicle waiting at the southbound turn signal at Jackson.
What are we doing?
It was as if nothing happened at all. The driver
I'm sorry,
exit
Nick.
the window.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Waiting at the southbound turn signal at Jackson and then flipped over.
What are we doing?
The driver managed to exit out of the broken.
I'm sorry, Nick.
Oh my goodness. Oh, it's more. They got more to say.
On camera, trying to flee from the scene. Forest Park Police is only charging Nance. She didn't have a valid driver's license, and now she's charged with felony criminal damage to property, 2 counts of aggravated assault, reckless driving.
Ask you something? I said, can I ask you something? Ain't I'm clean?
Oh, look at her wig. Oh.
Among other charges. Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
Crappy damn Chicago. What is y'all doing? What are y'all doing in Chicago? Y'all, it's crazy insane in Chicago. Oh my goodness, it's crazy insane. You can't be safe nowhere, y'all. I was like, man, I didn't know about all this. Man, I didn't know about all this. And you know, up here they about to prepare to try to be rained on. You know, the flood.
Minneapolis Police Department is investigating its own hiring.
Okay, we already heard that. We know you know good, you know good, you know good, baby, you know good. But you know, certain people don't care if you know good. They're like, hey, that's just the kind of guy. It's somebody watching that show and said, hey, yeah, that's the kind of guy we want. You get rid of 3, we hire 10 more. You know, we bring in another Smith. Do you see the irony in that? The irony of they brought in another one just like it. Same, you know, wasn't on his neck, but he's on his back. He just comes in, don't ask any questions. Shoots and asks questions later. Yeah. What time is it? Yeah, I can't stay up too late because I got to be up in the morning. And yeah. Just wanted to come on, spread a little cheer. Oh, okay. I did about the games tonight. Might come on for tomorrow. Black Trunks did an excellent show on Freaknik. Oh, let me say this, and I've said this about Freaknik to understand. And as I've said, the whole idea of Freaknik, because he, you know, Black Trunks showed Too Short, and Too Short didn't go down there till 93. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is, I think it was 80 or 81. 1 year in 80, maybe the first year we just had the carnival. And this was kind of, you know, spring break time. When I went and played ball and came back from trying to play ball and just started working and was still playing down in Charlotte, semi-pro ball, that fall we had the first Aggie Fest where they brought in groups. And as I said, within a few years, that thing, and this is 81. And in 81, it was about 1,000 people. By the time I went down there in 88, it was like 15, 20,000 people extra. Greensboro is a fairly big city, about 500,000. So it was already becoming, and this is again, by 88, this thing had turned into, you know, it didn't turn into 500,000, but it already had spread to the rest of the black colleges. So this idea really started back then. And it gave us a place. And then Atlanta was, again, if you look at how centralized Atlanta is to everything. You know, if you live on the East Coast, like where I lived in Carolina, Atlanta was only 5 hours away. Now you go to a school like even look at FAMU. You know, you look at the South Carolina State. Look at some of the schools in Alabama. They ain't that far. So it was kind of a central hub where this became a spring break affair, and that's what it turned into. So now, as far as going down there again in the 90s, I was in my 30s. You know, it wasn't really no thing for me. That was for people 10 years younger than me. By then, I was way too old to try to go down there just for that. And it became the same hub like when Meechin and went down there. You know, it became a hub where you didn't really have to go to Miami, but I just didn't know them dudes like that. I preferred the Miami trip. But it was a hub for that too. You know, it was when them dudes first went down, there was a lot of cats just going, you know, that wasn't taking that trip anymore. Hey, the price was acceptable for them and what they could flip. And as I said before, you know, what was unique about Michigan is we had the Hudson Bay, the New York connection through the Hudson Bay. So, you know, it's funny that, you know, in all Al Prophet's work, he never mentions this. It's how the connection to Michigan was a direct connection because of the Hudson Bay, because of the Soo Locks. And you know, you can drive, you know, you can get on a boat from Detroit and go all the way to New York on a boat. And actually, you can go to Chicago all the way to Superior, all the way around, and can go to New York. Or, hell, if you wanted to go to Cleveland, all that nasty water down there. Whereas Chicago is a, you know, it's more, it's not as close. Now, it's a major hub, shipping hub, yes, but still, if you just looked at the distribution and even look at the hustlers in Chicago, it was always more expensive in Chicago. Always more expensive. I had Chicago dudes dealing with me because it was cheaper. So. And it's a lot like that here. It's just logistically a hard place. Man, Nick Taylor did a thing where people were beaten, robbed in Chicago. I would say situational awareness because it shows them at night. And again, people forget. Like one thing I love about Chicago is the museums, but the museums is like Northwestern University. Some of that stuff is in the hood. Remember calling my cousin? I was about to go into this clothing store. I was like right outside of Northwestern, well, right up the street. But it was like a clothing store, and I had a brand new Grand Prix. And this must have been, I turned 30, so 90, 91. And I was in front of this store with that new car, and I called my cousin. I said, hey, there's a store. I'm in so-and-so. He's like, what you doing over there? I was like, well, you know, I've just been doing the museum. And he said, don't get out your car. He said, don't go in there. I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, don't park your car. Don't walk in there. He said, go back to your hotel or where. He's like, but don't go up in there. I was like, well, thank you. Because I sure was about to go in there, but I called him. It's like, yeah, he said, don't even go in that place. You know me, and you know, like when people stalk and a gang rush you like that, what do you really do? I mean, are you justified in popping everybody? Like if you're surrounded, you know, in some states you have the laws where, you know, it's to stand your ground. So if a bunch of young people surround me, I have the right to pop them all in some states. I mean, isn't that a fair assumption? It should be like that everywhere. I mean, I don't care where you go. You should not be allowed to be attacked by anyone, especially not in large numbers. And that shows you why you know, in some states you should be armed in some situations. So, I mean, people can think about that how you want, but in reality, if you're mobbed by all those people and you're cornered by up to 30, 40 people, you have no choice but to start popping people. Because the bang is going to make them think twice. That first one, and you boom, boom, boom. Because what the rule I was always taught is, you know, a person could stab me if they're within 6 feet of me. I think Slide called a bigger number, but I was always taught if somebody was in 6 feet of me, they could stab me before I could shoot them. So my arms are damn near 6 feet. don't know why I put my arm out. This damn arm ain't 6 foot. Maybe together the shit is 6 foot. So I turn sideways and say, well, if you get this close, I'm gonna pop you. So that's the solution. And it's not, violence against our people. It's like sometimes you fuck with the wrong people. And if that's if young people have to learn that the hard way, then that's really should be on them. Like they said, the recent people where the young people knocked on the wrong door, of course you shouldn't be affected by that. I mean, now it's so much technology and everything. Why, you can see if they ain't got no harm, you ain't got to open the door. If they ain't kicking on your door and they just ringing the doorbell, you ain't got to open your door. So, never take Memphis better without Morant. I don't know about that. That was what they're trying to show, and I think PJ or Lorenzo said, both teams won without their stars. So we had Memphis winning without Jay, and then we had Milwaukee, winning without Giannis. So we see a scenario there. And David, take the jab. It hits different when you come in. So thank you for coming in. And the reround battle, if I didn't thank you for coming in, it hits different when you come in. You had the Wolves, 8 point. I had the Wolves an 8. Oh, and you lost. You had the Wolves an 8.5. Wow. Because they lost by, 11, 14, something like that? Yeah. So I was looking at the odds today, but Memphis always balls without Morant. Oh, again, I said earlier, it was all about them highlighting Trey. It was all about highlighting Trey. So that's the way I looked at it. Highlighted Trey, made it easy. And again, he has deceiving. His quickness is deceiving. He pushes the ball up well, and he has a couple different speeds because he can push the ball up. And a couple of times he blew by everybody on both teams. Like that one time he missed a shot where he damn near made it. He was the 3-on-1. One time he beat 3-on-1. So, he can hit a different gear at times. So they don't lose anything. I mean, they lose the athleticism, but far as production, you're going to get a few more assists. Surprisingly, for his size, he's a pretty good rebounder. I mean, Ja is too, but so is he. So he's not going to give you 30, 40. I mean, every now and then he can probably give you 30. So they don't lose a lot. They don't lose a lot with him in there. Just go home. 9. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they lost by 9. Okay. Yeah, they lost by 9. That's what I thought. So you won. Oh, they lost by 9 and you had 8.5. Okay. I got you. Towns 3-12 and 5 turnovers. Well, yeah. As I said before, it hurt. It really hurt them that Nas got hurt. I mean, really, if Nas didn't get hurt, it wouldn't have mattered if Towns came back or not, because Nas was really playing well before I think he broke his hand. So yeah. So and again, I said just for sheer numbers to throw at big people is the big guy from Purdue. I don't think he was on the bench again, and he was in close the other night. So I imagine he was in close tonight. I didn't get good shots at the bench. Now I watched most of the game on my phone. So I'm not sure. But that would have, Nas would have taken a little pressure off Towns really having to play the minutes that he's playing and to get a little sharper. So again, what is this, Towns' 10th game maybe, if that? So it's not a lot for him. So I don't know. I think the games went as well as everybody expected them to go. I don't think we were surprised by any games. You know, the series are either 2-0 or, as Lorenzo pointed out, 1-1. So no surprise there. The games went as expected. It's funny that Richard Pryor said it best. It's hard enough to just be a human being. And it's hard enough to be a human being that gets along and is loving and understands. And, and that just could chill, just be chilling. Is it really wrong for people to want a nation of people that just be chilling? And I don't think that's too much to ask of people. That's not too much to ask of the nation. Just let us chill. Because there's so many people that, without some of these negative interactions and pressures, that really, now it is not the government or society's place to take care of you entirely. However, you are naturally a manifesting being. So the things that you are naturally going to manifest, the government shouldn't stop you either. And so we see this in so many different ways, where there are forces working against people that it just seems unnatural in sometimes. And yes, there's always a cause and effect at a certain point. And so once you become master over all master over yourself at least, you learn how to take these blows a lot easier. And then the blows change into you throwing, you no longer have to throw any blows. Because the thing is not to fight this thing. The thing is to just be chilling. And just chilling don't mean that you don't think. That doesn't mean that at all. Just because you want to chill doesn't mean you don't think. When you chill is the time to, make your manifesting self better. Make yourself better. Work on yourself. But in the meantime, let yourself, you want society to chill. And just let you do what you're supposed to do. You work, whatever you do, you want society just to let you do that. You want your coworkers just to let you work and do what you're supposed to do. If I need some help or I'm not quite doing it right, please tell me in a way that's relatable. That's all anybody wants. If I'm not doing it right, tell me in a way to make myself more efficient and just be relatable about it. Because so often we have the opposite. We have people want to be dicks about things. Give you a hard time because they having a hard time. I mean, Quantum of Conscious was saying about Jamie Lee Curtis's character and Everything All at Once, and one thing I agree about is she plays a person that has a type of, it's not command, but authority. But yet this person is miserable too. And so you have this miserable person, number one, judging you, number two, giving you a hard time. When all you really want to do is just chill. But it shows you a person that hates their job as well. And it comes to seem like the individual that their job is to make you have a hard time. Let's see. A little easier read for my old eyes. What in the hell? What in the hell? Anthony Edwards, my favorite player that's been in the league for less than 5 years. Yeah. I would Ant is a mug. Yeah, yep. Nas had a huge season. He really did. He did. Let's go Cavs. Well, we'll see. They didn't play. They did they'll play tomorrow. We'll see. If he gets a jumper a little better, he can be top 10. I agree. I think so too. I think he can be top 10 too. The way they tried to snub him in the, it was just funny the way they was trying to snub him in the All-Star game, and you had that guy from OKC. I can't think of his name, Walker or something, but she up, and because he missed some games, he missed about 20 games up to that point, and Ant had not missed any games, so they was bogus. They was really bogus. Whoa. Wow. We live in a society of glutton. And I know I'm my own journey, on because most of my life I really teetered at 250. Like I really did. Like once I quit playing football, I went from 175 to 225. And most of my young life, like when I was like 25, 26, I stayed 250. Like the 20 years I played pro, mostly I stayed at 250. And as I say, I ballooned up to 280 when my daughter was born 11 years ago, going on 12. So my own journey. And I never tried to lose weight at 250. And I'm telling you, I was 250 and hooped every day. Refed or hooped every day. So I wasn't, I always had a beer belly, but I wasn't my legs wasn't fat, my arms. But I played every day. I was in great shape. And so, there's things you got to work on, and you can never say that you can't change, because you can. And, lucky, and it's bad, had a lot of bad eating habits. That's a lot of too. Damn. Man, it is just, man, it's just some crazy stories. Wow. It is just, man, how long is it? How old is this story? Tuesday night. Okay, let's check this out. It's just some of this stuff, man, it's just so hard to believe. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's not a very long story. So let's check it out. I hadn't heard about this. Let's see what they got to say.
Houston activists say that the justice system has yet again failed a local community.
Just 2 days after an 18-year-old gets deferred probation for carrying a weapon illegally, he picks up a murder charge.
Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live now in studio.
Wait a minute. Like they're tag teaming almost. Why are they standing together like this? She's got her leg. I mean, what is this? Like this? Really? This you couldn't like put this between them both? You really had to stand up there? I mean, it looks like two Valley girls.
Murder charge.
Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live now in studio with his exclusive ongoing series. Randy.
Damn! Look at this. This is like the most uptight looking dude in the world. Look at this. Look. Look at this dude, man. Look at this grumpy. This dude on TV. Look at this cheap suit. He's really cheaped out on the suit. Look at the way it fits him. Look at this. This is way too long. This dude just went in the store like, well, I don't look good. He probably single. He like my age, single. Everybody hate him. He hate himself. But look at that face. That look like that's some fake hair in there. Yeah, it's a wig. I mean, damn. This dude's probably a drunk. But okay, let's go.
Exclusive ongoing series. Randy.
Well, even though we had repeatedly been caught with guns.
Oh, no. Randy is on the air drunk. What, Randy? Randy, you done had a drink before you started talking. Let's hear that again. Randy, you've been drinking.
We had repeatedly been caught with guns, even machine guns. A criminal just.
Wait a minute.
We had repeatedly been caught with guns.
Let's hear his first talking.
With his exclusive ongoing series. Randy.
Rossi, even though we had repeatedly been caught with guns, even machine guns, a criminal district court judge wanted to give Dooley Blake a big break, a decision that turned deadly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Gun charges total on a guy.
Is that King Vaughn? Like, ain't that 3 shots at King Vaughn? What is that's King Vaughn, ain't it?
Guy that just turned 18 years old.
Was that the same guy?
According to court documents, Dooley Blake has a thing for guns, especially machine guns.
Dun, dun, dun.
You've got a guy that has a propensity to run around the street.
Propensity? Did he really have to say that? What is his name? You Wyatt Earp looking mug.
Streets with guns, and who knows what he's doing with them? Is he robbing people with them? Is he?
What is it with this town? Everybody sound like they've been drinking. Where are these mugs from?
Terrorizing people with them.
On March 9th, 337th Criminal District Court Judge Colleen Guido gave Blake a chance to have no felony conviction on his record. If he pled guilty, he would get deferred probation.
They gave him every chance in the world. And
Every chance in the world. They say they gave him every chance.
they could have thrown the book at him, and they didn't.
For him to be given deferred adjudication on something like that, especially when he's had 3 prior carrying a weapon charges, that's a problem.
Court documents state the court expressed concerns about the offer, but Judge Guido granted Blake the sweetheart deal.
I wish I could say she was,
He said sweetheart deal, huh?
apprehensive.
Wait a minute. What is it with all these people that can't talk like they...
He was,
What?
The offer, but Judge Guido granted Blake the sweetheart deal.
I wish I could say she was, apprehensively wrong, but, sadly she was spot on, and Robin Strong ended up paying the price.
Just 2 days after getting
2 days? What? What did he do in 2 days?
deferred probation, police say Blake shot and killed 32-year-old Robin Strong.
Why?
It happened at a motel in the 16,000 block of the North Freeway.
This individual arrived here at the motel along with another unknown male. Once they arrived here, they went to one of the rooms at the motel. There was some type of disturbance there, and our complainant was shot.
My first name Dooley, my last name Blake.
This is Blake appearing in probable cause court on April 13th. Keep in mind, Blake hasn't been charged yet with murder.
The defendant was driving a car. He was stopped on traffic. The passenger got out and ran. The defendant got out and ran. The officers found a loaded Glock on the front seat, modified to be a machine gun. The defendant had 2 loaded Glock magazines.
That would be called a machine pistol.
In his pocket.
The next day, April 14th, Blake is charged with murdering Robin Strong.
Now, where are we sitting? Another innocent person dead because of the actions of our court system.
Dooley Blake remains jailed tonight under bonds totaling $1,220,000.
Okay, what are the numbers? Dang. I don't know, y'all. That is some unbelievable stuff. Woo. Let's see. Wow. You got to be a bright future. He's a 20-year-old scoring 4 in the playoff games. 21 is crazy. Same here. Gee, I played ball every day before thinking I was getting better, but I didn't. That's the only beginning. But I didn't. Miserable. Probably actor, another fake story. Who knows? Let it throw the book at everybody. White horse symbolism. Good catch. White, good catch. And that could be. I mean, it's the same story all over again. Blame the judges. So you want people mad at the judges, but people are the one that vote for a judge. Vote for judge. Mac Bone File. It's different when Mac Bone File's in the house. I like when Mac Bone Files comes in, because
you got to have vision.
Yes, you do. You've got to have vision in this world today. And you need things to help clarify your vision. So, and then work on yourself. Then work on yourself. because all these are distractions, and not everybody is not everybody is affected. Anybody, what shoes does Booker wear? Booker wears shoes that look like Dunks, but they're obviously they're closer to actually, if you look at the shoe is closer to the 37s, but it has the Dunk appearance. You know, the Air Force One low appearance. I think they call those the Dunks. So what shoe is that? That's a pretty neat shoe. That is a pretty cool shoe. So I don't know what shoe that is. And that's, you know, that's amazing too. Like people don't understand the hold that corporations have on us. Like when I go out to the Mall of America and I just see how the way everybody's dressed, you know, again, average day is 35,000 people out there. And you just see all these people and you look at, you know, their style and the clothing and the amount of consumerism that takes you to that point. I mean, I'm surrounded by consumerism. So, you know, I'm not one to talk. But it's interesting, the amount of consumerism that we do to keep all this going that we complain about sometimes. Now, I love this country, and there's nowhere else that I would rather live. And now, do I think this country owes me something? Not necessarily. I wonder, is there debt in the mistreating of people? Absolutely. And I can say that my family at every turn has been mistreated by this country in a lot of ways. A lot of ways the country has been good to us. My family has served this country. Myself, you know, it's not just me who was in law enforcement. I come from a bunch of mugs that was in law enforcement. And it's funny, you know, as I said before, my father was an agent. He was some type of FBI agent. And I think at one point they thought that they had me too. I'm pretty sure they did. Because there were a couple incidents that really seemed like I think they thought they had me. But I had to break that. I really had to break that kind of, which, you know, as people say, generational curse. I didn't want my children to become that. And even though I've suggested that too, I think some of my children were bright enough to do that. There's so many different things that you can do in that career. But I had to break it. So I didn't end up having to spy on my people, tell on my people, for them people. And you know, like they tell Ali, you know, they come down hard on you when you break your training, when you break what they're saying you should go into and what you should do. Because there was a whole nother path, I'm sure, for me. But there's no way I could be the person that I saw my father be and the person I saw my uncle be, as far as betraying their people and spying. Now, I can't say my uncle had to spy so much, but still, I'm pretty sure he got his career in the Navy, I think it was. And I'm sure he did some type of intelligence at some point. That's what it appeared to be. So he benefited from it, has a great life. But again, never had any children. He's traveled the world, but he's never had any children. So there's no legacy left with him. It ends with him. So yes, he may have done economically better than me, but it's never about that. I have a longer lasting legacy. If you understand how it goes. So maybe in one area I lost, but in another area I didn't. And we all. Oh, you looking forward to it? Tonight? Oh, you ain't watched it yet? I haven't watched Snowfall since season 3. I was one of the first people around my way to watch it and put some people on to it. Okay. You know, last year I was breaking it down. I was breaking down every episode last year. But damn things flew down here. It's interesting, all the glorifying of all the dope dealers, the glorifying of Scarface. But once Franklin asked the FBI dude to help him lock his ops up. Well, remember, Franklin killed his best friend in season 1 or season 2. He killed one of his best friends because his best friend was messing up a deal. And people forget the Russian dude, the dude from Russia was from Cuba, and his sister got killed. Remember? What's his name killed his sister? Teddy killed his sister, who was a DEA agent or whatever, and she was about to uncover the operation. So Teddy killed her. And they disposed of her body, and she disappeared. So that's where the Russian dude comes from. But I watched the other episode tonight where dude is supposed to be driving, going to get the money, and this mug goes and parks and takes a hit of crack. It's like dude was supposed to get a nice little chunk of money, and all of a sudden he needs to go hit crack. Like you're saving your boss, and then you just drive off it's just silly beyond silly, or some of it. In the park tonight, that's right. Sly is doing a live on Snowfall series tonight. Okay, so it comes on Thursday night. All right, comes on Thursday night. All right. Sissy Smoke, yes. Sissy Smoke Teddy. I saw that. Sissy smoked him. But they didn't get the money. So it's like, why would she do that to her son? Why would she stop her son from getting the money? And the other part is, why didn't you squeeze the senator? Like, why didn't you squeeze the dude from the CIA that knew where the money was too? Why did you let him leave? And also, there had to be a scope on him. If you squeezing the government like that, is somebody scoped up on you. So that I didn't understand either. The best friend Franklin killed is the younger brother of OG known as Kane. Yeah. I remember. And remember, his boy shot that little girl. The dude who's up in the hotel? Or excuse me, the dude it looks like a hotel, but the apartments that look like a hotel. Remember the end of season 2 where the start of season 3 they was running from that hotel? Remember, after the hit on everybody, they I think it was the end of season 2 where they was coming out that hotel, and then they introduced that dude who's in that movie where he gets raped in the movie and shit, because they put him in with the Aryans, that guy. Remember? And him and dude forgave each other. Now he's on a spiritual thing, but yeah, they killed his daughter. Dude just shot up in the car trying to kill him and killed his daughter. Then his wife went on, his girl got killed because she went on a revenge kick. So, yeah, that was Scully's daughter. Right. Because Sissy was too hungry for revenge. Absolutely. Yep. Had me looking like, damn. Yep. Yeah, it was Scully's daughter. Exactly. Yep. Scully's daughter. Yep. So, yeah, I've watched it since the beginning. I watched all of them. I haven't watched all of BMF. It's all the same. I mean, it's a lot of the same kind of stuff. I've never watched Power, any of that stuff. I watched like the first or second season of BMF, but it's nothing new. Snowfall was kind of new, and from the perspective is, they threw a lot of David Webb stuff in it, because David Webb, was the bomb. You should watch Kill the Messenger and read all the reports you can about him. I mean, this is why they're making this movie, because they're trying to make you think instead of the government directly being involved, it was rogue players. And that wasn't it. And that's, still not it today. When we have Pat Tillman getting killed over in Afghanistan, and all of a sudden, the drug of the nation again is heroin and not cocaine anymore. Because really what happened is crystal meth came in, and you could get if you spend $50 and get a piece of crystal meth, you can get high all day compared to getting 50 of crack. And then the people, what also happened is people got off crack and got on fucking heroin. It's cheaper. Again, you can be a casual heroin user and not an addict. And heroin came down in price because, again, look at us in Afghanistan. So from day one, they make all these movies, The French Connection. And as I said many times about Scarface, You know, you look at all these rappers in the in the 80s, and they talking about they like to come up a Scarface. And I'm looking at all these dudes, it's like, you know, Scarface was an agent. When he kills the dude under the bridge, he's working for our government. Our government wanted that dude dead, and so Scarface killed him. Then they make you think he had a heart. So then they make you think the first, you know, put pressure on him because he thinks he's getting busted for money laundering, but he's working for the government. So that scene made no sense, that he's getting arrested by the own government that's giving, you know, gave him the way to get it. But see, that shows you people don't pay attention. Deep Undercover showed you too. With Lawrence Fishburne, you know, the song, a 187 on a motherfucking cop. That showed you too who was, you know, who was always in control of it. So they're trying to change the mindset that these were just rogue people and not the whole government. You know, no blame on Ronald Reagan and them. No blame on the crime bill. It's nothing about crime bill. It's showing you addicts. It ain't showing you nobody about, you know, long time. Now, is that the season finale that he's going to get long time? When we know he was working with the government. So, don't get that. Don't get that government agent envy and why that's popular. Like Al Prophet, all of his series, you see all the government agents. You see the big people are all government agents. They tell you one dude was in the 50s, one of the early heroin slingers. In the 60s and 70s was an ex-cop, military guy. And all of a sudden he quits being a cop just to sling. And, you know, all Al Prophet's work, look at the guys that are really doing it. And you can see they all had some kind of government help to keep in business, stay in business. And Detroit was, I mean, come on, 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know, Detroit was one of the most corrupt cities that never got taken over by the feds, surprisingly. Surprisingly. And all the dope that was allowed. That's why that white boy Rick story makes no sense. And I personally knew a dude who got life without parole. He got caught with 4 keys. He spent 16 years, but they said it was cruel and unjust. But he spent 16 years in prison. Life without parole for nonviolent crime. The main foundation of Coltrane, America destroys the influence of communism in South America. Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's a good point. But a lot of times we'll arm both sides. So remember that too. And you know that was Cold War. That fighting communism was Cold War stuff. Look at what they did to that man down in Venezuela. Gave him cancer. So you can't put anything against this government. This man started building a government for the people and not to be exploited. And look at what they do. They exploit people. They mess up the economic system. And then they try to destroy individuals. I mean, look at Castro, what all the measures he had to take not to be killed, especially in them first years. You know, you had real killers going after him. And they tried. They tried for a good 10 years. They tried to kill him. The mafia and everything, they tried to kill him. That's why other countries started doing doubles. So you don't know who you captured. You don't know who's getting killed. That movie about the son of Saddam Hussein is an excellent movie like that. So you don't know who's taken. It's like even watching, I'll tell you, you don't know none of this, like all this history stuff and who's who. I was having an argument with my fiance about Charles Manson. I think I saw Charles Manson in a restaurant here. About 14 years ago, I saw a dude was Charles Manson. And the guy didn't kind of flinch or nothing, but do you understand? So they can, and I understand people look alike, but like Al Capone, do you really think they put this rich man in jail just because, they helped him get rich? So they put a double in prison and this is how some of them gangsters got away. Not all of them got killed like they try to tell you. They tell you Frank Nettie, had to kill himself. He made up so many mistakes after Capone, he had to kill himself. So we know they lie for some of these wealthy elite people that's supposed to get in this trouble. And like I was saying, last night and every night, if they wanted to stop the cartels and went to war with them, they could easily do it within 6 months. If they put all the might of the U.S. into those cartels to destroy them, they could easily do it. But they'd rather put money into Ukraine. Just think of the people that would avoid, if you made the northern Mexico lines, the battle lines against the cartels, do you think people would be running to try to come into America? If America started pushing back of conquering and to defeating these cartels? It wouldn't be doubtful that some of the war material the cartels get would be from our government. It's very, very, very likely that they're allowed. And it doesn't take anybody smart to see this is what's allowed. And then they give you, they take names. That's why they want to give you names. El Chapo's son, Estevez. They want to give you names. They throw names out there because they know that's all you're mesmerized by. You start seeing dumbass rappers copying all these names of these Europeans, calling themselves that. And that's just part of the distraction. They want to tell you that Estevan got caught by a picture, like he got arrested for a minor thing and he took a picture and smiled. And this has led to his downfall many years ago. Not that he went to war. He was able to buy a bunch of war materials and he went to war. And he's actually, for a while, at war against the CIA-backed people. I mean, look at Libya. Gaddafi was blowing them away with his jets. Then the UN went in and said he couldn't use his jets. And you had Hillary Clinton and them and Obama backing the rebels to take down Gaddafi. Gaddafi had jets to hold them back. Where did he buy them from? He probably bought them from Russia, but he probably bought a lot of arms from America too. And then the U.S. said, not really the UN, the U.S. said he couldn't use his jets. And you see how underhanded they'll do? You can send foreign invaders to take over that country, and when he tries to defend himself, the U.S. says you can't use your advantage. It's got to just be ground fighting. You've got tanks and you've got an armored personnel carrier. I mean, you look at Afghanistan. What did the soldiers do? As soon as the checks stopped coming, they quit fighting. They quit fighting. As soon as the checks stopped coming, they quit fighting. I mean, these people know they're used by people. And the people know, they get paid to kill their own people and betray their own people. And this is done again and again and again. This ain't nothing new. They do this kind of thing all the time. So the point is, there is no point. El Chapo is actually a code name. The main foundation, the CIA used the cartels and drug trade to finance and fight wars that weren't approved by Congress. Oh, of course. Of course. That's what the Contra stuff is, and that's Snowfall. But they don't really need all that loot, because our military and the amount we pay for our military is by far the biggest military budget in the world. And as I've said, if they wanted to stop Mexican, South American, you want to stop in some South American, the smuggling of and the smuggling and extortion from small-time gold miners in South America, you could do that too. You could stop the ravaging of the Amazon forest. You could take troops and go in there. There's nothing anybody down there could do. but yet they want to send money to the Ukraine. So what does that make you, how should we feel about that? You say there's a problem with drugs and fentanyl, but if you wanted to eradicate it, you could very easily do it. Okay, you say it comes from China, then you put a barricade on the coast. You seize the base in San Jose, and you start inspecting it. So you barricade the coast of Mexico, South America. Since you say that China's making it and sending it over. So it's that easy. It's that easy for them to do it. And it would be much easier because it's that close. But it just tells you they don't want to stop it. The same thing with the aliens coming. They don't want to stop it. They don't care. They allow it. They throw those names out there to make you, throw you off guard. Well, there's a name out there, and he got taken, or they were fighting, and that most people fall for it. Most people fall for it. So, this is the true nature of the government. I mean, you got Pelosi getting rid of stocks that's tanking, buying stock when it's going up. Definitely insider trading, but nothing's done about her. But they put a lady in jail for doing the same thing. And remember, when Martha Stewart went to jail, the dude that helped her I don't even think he went to jail. The very guy that Martha Stewart inside traded with, I don't think that guy got as much time as she did. I don't think he went to jail. Yet they were involved in the same scheme. So we see that's where it comes. So what we don't like, or what I personally don't like, is that type of corruption. The type of corruption that makes our governors, our government, rich people. Especially on the senator side. Biden was not rich. And he sacrificed a wife and a daughter. And look how rich he is now. Biden was not owed money. He was one of the brokest people to ever run for modern Senate. And you look at what he does. He automatically kisses up to Dixiecrat, Storm Thurmond. Biden is looked at as the last Dixiecrat. People don't, the filibuster kings. He was totally against Indian civil rights. Totally against it. He called it a jungle. He didn't want his children to go to school in a jungle. And just as Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton said, we're sorry that we locked up so many of your people because of the cocaine we brought over here, because we allowed all these factories to go to non-union states and didn't tax the hell out of them for doing it, because so many things were outsourced and we didn't tax the hell out of them for bringing the stuff back in. And these are ways where the government didn't work for us. The government actually worked against us. And so that's the frustration of a thinking man. Yes, there's a lot I love about this country, but these other things, they don't make any sense. But yet, if you look at the pattern of America, it's like you've done this over and over again. You've been unjust. And I've been affected by unjustness. So, sometimes the dictators use private contractors, mercs to fighter planes, artillery and tanks for them. Yeah. What is the movie I just saw where the dude crashed a plane on a small island? And they sent in contractors. The plane sent in contractors. And I can't think of it wasn't a popular movie, but it was actually okay. And the contractors damn near got overrun, but it was this one dude that shot the shit out of everybody, and they got the plane back flying and saved the day. So it was kind of interesting. They sent the contractors in. The contractors kind of beat off the little tribe that was extorting people, that was kidnapping the people and ransoming them if they landed in their little island. They was showing you no law. Now that's like Blackstone. Blackstone was owned by Michael Prince. I might have his book around here somewhere. I was looking at it. I think it's right there. It was a mercenary army. And then, you know, remember, like even Halliburton. Halliburton was bought by the, after the war years, it was bought by the Bush family. But what was the popular thing to say about Halliburton? That Cheney was the chief of it. But yet the Bush family owned Halliburton. And I mean, those that served in Afghanistan and those who served in Iraq, they know that they got their clothes washed by Halliburton. And I think they even supplied the food. But definitely they washed their clothes. Matter of fact, Halliburton was so deeply rooted in the war in Iran or Iraq, is that they moved their headquarters to Iraq. I think they had his food. I think Halliburton was food. I think they were clothing. And they washed their clothes. And that was the Bushes. Both wars, the two presidents owned the company that profited off the war. And that should be a conflict of interest. But yet so many of these things are allowed and overlooked and not talked about. So I love this country. I don't really care to go anywhere else. I really don't. I don't care to go to any other country. I don't want to visit anything in Europe. I don't want to visit anything in Africa. There's nothing over there I would ever want to see. I saw the big statue of Akhenaten. They're about to bring it back. Sometime in the next year, it's coming back here, so I can go to the museum and see it again. I don't want to go to Greece. I don't want to go to England, Paris. Why would I want to go to any of those places? What does that place, those places mean to me? Now, my great uncle fought over there. He fought in Africa with Patton. He fought all the way through Italy with Patton's people. Black unit. Trucks unit. He was with the tanker unit. So he's been all through there. But there's nothing there for me that I want to see in anything there. It's all in here in the Americas. That's the only place I want to travel to, is the Americas. Because this is where the power is for us. Takes away from us when we go look at their stuff. And it tells you how asleep people are. You see people going to, like one of my Boule friends, my teammates is Boule. He goes he takes pictures and goes to Greece. Why do you think he goes to Greece? Because the Boule told him that shows success. You go visit these European places in Europe and it shows success. Look, we can be where the Europeans say that their civilization started, that their consciousness and higher thought started. You're an agent from them, really. You're doing propaganda work for them because you've been so brainwashed to believe in that that's a place because you got money you can go to. Girl put travel and expand your horizons. Now, I've said this and I'm not contradicting myself. I did say this. I like living here in Minneapolis because there is a lot of different nationalities of people. I do like that. But that don't mean I got to go to where those people live. I like it better that I can see them people here. Because damn if I ever would want to go to Somalia, Vietnam, China, Laos, Cambodia. Why would I want to go to any of those places? Thailand. Well, Thailand has Thai stick. Can I still get Thai stick in Thailand? Now, if I can still get Thai stick, I might consider that.
Hump, baby. Shit, bet I'd do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Yeah. Bar, bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog needs slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks.
European civilization only been around for 6,000 to 10,000 years. I don't even give them that. That's just reporting of where it was different skin of melanin, but it's not even. I don't even think they're that old. I mean, civilization. It almost like they weren't here. It's parts that you can study, and they weren't here for a long time. So it makes you wonder, like you even doing this South America studies and they don't come into the 1500s. It makes you even wonder if that's true, because if you look at Venice and you look at what's Mexican City, I think it's called Tutucanton. I probably said it wrong, but if you look at it, you can see that Venice got this technology from when they came over here. And I've said time and time again, when they talk about Atlantis, it sounds like they're talking about the Mexico City that Cortez found. So it makes it seem like they wasn't even here before 500 years ago. And then you see all these things about the Vikings, and we know it. That's the Viking story is told totally an opposite. They know that the Americans, you look at Jack Ford's work, we know that Americans was the first one to island hop that way. And that's the easiest way to go to Europe. That's the less rigorous way on a ship, especially a small ship. That's why even these stories of Africans, Mansa Musa's brother, it's not realistic. They tell you the same old story. He tries to, with old, even older than Columbus boats technology, that they could make that Atlantic trip that steel boats have a hard time making today. So that story's not believable. It's more believable about the Chinese coming to the Pacific coast and up and down the Mexican coast. That seems more reliable. And Genghis Khan even coming down into Canada. Because you see this same, and it makes you wonder, like, was it any of that Genghis Khan stuff even real? Because what you see, there's nothing up there for them to practice. It's not the herds, it's no natural resources up there. It's more natural resources in the Americas, in Canada and the Americas, than up there. So you see the way they talk about these people. Like you take the Comanche and Apaches and the horse riding, and then we look at again the Huns and the horse riding, the Mongrels with the horse riding. So you have to say, well, how did that culture, how did that end up in some of the Americas? What in the hell was that? So some of this culture, it's not believable. So to say there, it almost seems like when I talk about, creation, it almost seems like, I don't know, there was some type of interference and they were put in during the interference. That's what it really looks like. When they say fear of a black planet, it was a melanated planet at one time. It does appear so. And it's never been one grade of melanin, but it does appear like for a longer than what they want to tell you, that it was just all melanated planet. And then when you hear these stories of Atlantis and these other stories, you can see they're trying to make themselves ancient. And that's my harp on the mud flood. That this mud flood is part of them trying to make themselves ancient. And that's why it's hard to understand that any melanated person would push mud flood. I mean, even Bomber got tricked by the mud flood. You see, he dropped that talk pretty quick. And he even tried to make up a story and justified it. Tried to steal a name out of history and say, well, he was the one that had to deal with them sinking the whole. I mean, it's just funny, they're just changing the story. I ain't never jumped on that bandwagon. And some of these mugs just quit talking about it. Bomber just quit talking about it. So, and I'm sorry, like I said, the people that talk about it, I'm not an enemy to y'all. If Again, if I've got to talk to you and lower myself, why would I do it? Now, we can talk about other things, but most people want to come to debate about that. And then I'm lowering myself to be in the debate. So what? That doesn't do me any good. To debate about something, I have to lower myself to even understand what you're talking about. Again, that's the thing is when you raise your vibration high enough, you see low vibrational things and you decipher them a lot better. Because
You got to have vision.
That's what it is. You got to have vision. And you have to be a master of your own world, a good God of your own world. That's what it is. Well, guys, I am going to have to cut it. Oh, shoot, yeah. Because I got to be up early in the morning. But I got to have some fun. I got to get up early in the morning. No, I want this. Yes. Let's bring that back out. Oh, yes. Let's do that. Yep. I'm off. Let's see how long this is. Okay. Okay. Is that the only way I can make it stop? Let's see. This might. Okay. Still can't stop it. Okay. Here we go. I messed up. Okay. Oh, no. Oh.
What are we doing? 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 I'm sorry, Nick.
Oh, my bad. I just thought that fit perfectly. Debates based on misinformation and miseducation protected by the system. You said that right. Brother Macbone. Well, y'all, Super Sly, don't be mad at me. I'm just having fun, man. I just think it works so well. I thought it was just a genuine little snippet, so don't get mad at me. Smokey needs to chill. Oh yeah, so don't get mad at me, Sly. Call me before you talk about me. I told you I'll send you $20 not to talk about me. See, most people don't understand. You bribe people. If you're mad, I'll send you $20. But thank y'all for coming. And yeah, we're doing games tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to work out and do at least one of the games. So this has been the Big Pontiac Show. Gosh, I didn't even introduce myself, and I am Big Pontiac. And I push out the Kundalini and thank everyone for coming. This has been the Big Pontiac Show. Till we meet again.